How's it going, Internet? It's Axilotl here, back with our 4th episode of our journey to top 10 here on Showdown. Today I'm here with a improved version of our Mega-Aerodactyl team. I changed Aiden Slash to Bisharp, and the team is called Victory is Assured because of the fact that in this team, Bisharp, instead of having the common knockoff, it has Assurance that I feel really works with the team and really works with Aerodactyl and the whole team because the team is pretty fast, and for at least 3 of the 6 Pokemon has priority, so Assurance could really be good to go after maybe a possible Rock Slide, as we're currently sitting at 89th place in the ladder with a ranking of 16 and 17. But we can hope for that victory is assured today, and we can look for a battle. As we found a battle, it's against a mono water team with Greninja, Blastoise, Politoed, Seeking, Jellicent, and Crawdon. You don't really often see this that much, but I feel he's gonna have a Trick Room mode with his Jellicent, so that will be a thing that I think we need to watch out for, as our Bisharp and Breloom should have the same speed. That would be my lead if it didn't have the same speed tier. So I'm thinking of leading with Raichu and Breloom to be able to fake out something, possible a Greninja, and then I could just Bullet Seed to get the KO on all of his other Pokemon. And I feel that's a pretty good lead, and I feel Bisharp could really work it due to the fact of its Assurance, as well as I feel that Azumarill could also work. I'm not sure if I should have Aerodactyl, Azumarill, or Bisharp, but at least Volcarona I don't think is going to help in this match. Bisharp I think could really help against his whole team. That I think it really could work against this whole team. It doesn't really get KO'd by anything, possibly or a sphere from Mega Blastoise, and Aerodactyl is faster than everyone. Though if he gets up his Trick Room, it would be better to have Azumarill. So I'm thinking of then actually put Aerodactyl on the bench this match and actually take Azumarill to be better prepared if he sets up Trick Room with his Jellicent. It leads with Greninja and Politoed, as I think my play is going to be to fake out the Greninja here and either go for a Bullet Seed onto, at least go for a Bullet Seed, but I'm not sure who I should go on or target with. I think I should go for the Politoed because I'm afraid that he possibly could be a First Guard Variant and get off a Ice Beam, and I feel that Bullet Seed would be better than to just go for a Spore, because it won't really take care of his Politoed. It would more just hinder it to not go for attack. I need to have 3 Bullet Seeds to KO this. But he goes for Protect with his Greninja, and I get off this. Do I get 3 Bullet Seeds? Yes, I do get 3. As I get the KO onto his Politoed. As here he is in normal typing, so in upcoming turns I could go for a Mach Punch and possible maybe HP Ice onto his Greninja, as not a lot of people know, but Seeking usually has Lightning Rod, so I don't want to go for a Thunderbolt because it will be redirected into Seeking and get the +1 in special attack. So I think I'm just going to go for an easy. I'm either going to go for a Mach Punch, Hidden Power Ice, or go for a Bullet Seed onto Greninja, as it's probably going to outspeed me, and then possibly switch out with this Raichu and preserve a possible fake out the upcoming turns. But I think that would be the better play, and I think I'm going to switch in Azumarill and go for a Bullet Seed because his Greninja is probably going to be outspeeding my Breloom, and he will probably go for a Ice type attack now when I think about it. So I think actually the better play would be to go for a HP Ice as well as a Mach Punch onto this Greninja. As Mach Punch does not get the KO, as you go for Acrobatics. did not expect that. As we get the KO onto his Greninja with the HP Ice, and he goes for Ice Beam onto Raichu. I'm not sure. I would have, if myself, I would have double targeted Breloom due to the fact that Breloom's common item is Focus Sash, so it will be able to live one attack guaranteed. And here I think he's going to go for a HP, or I mean an Aqua Jet onto this Breloom to outspeed if he wanted to go for a Bullet Seed. I think I want to go for a Mach Punch onto this Crawdont, as it will probably have a Focus Sash, if I would guess. And I think I'm gonna Encore this Seeking, as I'm probably just gonna be asleep this turn, or frozen this turn. As I get off this Mach Punch, it's a KO, and he gets off that Aqua Jet that I was afraid of, and Raichu's frozen solid. I'm thinking of switching Azumarill just go for Aqua Jet onto his Crawdont, because his Seeking can't do anything against my Azumarill. That if I took in Bisharp, he could go for a possible Scald onto the Bisharp that would hurt. So here I'm just gonna go for a easy Encore onto the Seeking, possible lock him into Ice Beam, and I'm just gonna go for Aqua Jet onto this Crawdont. As the Crawdont protects, and he will probably go for a either Scald onto Raichu, I would guess, or he goes for a Swagger with his Seeking. I think now I would need to double target this Crawdont, as I'm just gonna go for a HP Ice and Aqua Jet this Crawdont, so if I hit myself in confusion, I will be able to at least get off his attack. As he KOs himself with Life Orb, and I hit myself in confusion, unlucky enough. As here, I'm either gonna go for the Sucker Punch play, or I could just go for a Aqua Jet and Assurance, that I think my play is gonna be, and hope that I hit the attack. As I break through the confusion, and I get out this Assurance, and the Assurance gets a KO. Pretty fun team that he had. Maybe not the most competitive, but very, very fun to at least play against. But we are now at 1631, and we can look after one more battle. As we find a battle against a Rain Mawile that I'm pretty common, or pretty used to see, because I played it myself during the season. Even played against it as a Nationals, as I would think he would go for Trick Room mod against my team. I don't think he would really go for Rainbow, because I have pretty much counters against Rain, or at least against Ludicolo Rain. Kingdra could be a little bit of a problem. So here I think I need to be able to take care of his Gothitelle and Mawile lead. I could either lead with Bisharp and my Raichu, but that doesn't really take care of his possible lead of Ludicolo and Politoed. So I think my best lead would be to lead with Raichu Relum to take care of all of his team that I could Spore if needed. And I think that Aerodactyl could be very, very helpful in this match, with that it can Skydrop his whole team and get off Rock Slides against everyone. Though I'm thinking of having Azumarill and taking advantage of his Rain as well as Trick Room, because Azumarill is pretty slow, so I could possibly outspeed a Ludicolo or a Thundurus in the Rain. As I think I'm gonna as well in this match, because I don't really feel that I'm the most weak against his Ludicolo. I'm gonna take with Bisharp and Azumarill in the back. We're gonna take with the 4 again, as we took in the last match. As I just needed to refresh that page, and we're gonna choose the same Pokemon. That was Raichu, Breloom, Azumarill, and Bisharp. As he leads with his Thundurus and Ludicolo. Here, pretty good by us. We're not that afraid of his Thundurus, because the only attack he can do against us is HBS against our Breloom, that I don't really am afraid of. As either I would feel that the best play would go for a Fake Out onto this Ludicolo and just go for a Bullet Seed on this Ludicolo, because he doesn't really either, except his Mawile, he doesn't really have a good switch into a Bullet Seed. So I think this would be the best play, and we're pretty weak against this Ludicolo, so we want to take care of it as quickly as possible. As he goes for a taunt on this Breloom, I would guess he would not have HP Ice because he didn't go for it that turn. Otherwise I would think he would have gone for it. He possibly has Swagger instead of HP Ice, as I've started to see that more common recently. As I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt on the Thundurus and a Bullet Seed onto the Ludicolo, and get the count to Ludicolo and do around 30 to 40% to the Thundurus. As he's switching his Mawile that I'm pretty fine with, as he taunts again this Raichu, and we get a crit with the Bull Seed and get and we get 3 hits with our Bullet Seed. Here, I'm feeling that either to double target into this Mawile with a Thunderbolt and Mach Punch to get the KO, but I'm afraid that he will go for a Sucker Punch onto his Raichu. So I would like to switch in this. I'm thinking of Bisharp or his Azumarill, or our Azumarill. I think that Azumarill is more dependable, at least if he would not go for a Sucker Punch. If he goes for Play Rough, I mean. And I think I'm just gonna go for a easy Bullet Seed onto this Mawile to put it in range from a possible Aqua Jet Mach Punch next turn. As does he go for the Sucker Punch as I expected? He does not go for Sucker Punch. I'm not sure if he will go for this Breloom or the Raichu that was in the next turn, as we get lucky enough and get 5 hits with this with our Breloom's Bullet Seed, as here he puts us in a position where he could go for a Fake Out Taunt to either of these and KO them possibly, as I think he would go for the Breloom over... I mean that he would probably Fake Out the Breloom over the Azumarill, so I'm thinking of going for an attack with this Azumarill to just do some trip damage, because if he KOs this Azumarill I can just take in my Raichu and be in a good position again. I just don't want to let him to break my stash with his Fake Out plus Play Rough onto my Breloom. As he goes for a Protect with his Mawile, did not expect that. Did he go for a Giga Drain onto Azumarill? No, he went for an Ice Beam onto the Breloom. As here I think I'm just gonna play it safe and go for Aqua Jet and Mach Punch onto this Mawile and get the KO. As he's switching his Thundurus, as it does not have the Citrus Berry, and he will get off his Ice Beam onto this Breloom. Here I'm feeling not sure if, or this Aqua Jet should KO this Thundurus, as then I think I'm just gonna go for the Aqua Jet, and he can't switch in Intimidate because his Mawile is Mega Evolved and will not have Intimidate when it is Mega Evolved. So I think we can just go for Aqua Jet and Bullet Seed onto this Ludicolo and outspeed it because of the fact that he doesn't have Rain. He could possibly go for a Taunt or Swagger with his Thundurus this turn and maybe get lucky. That could put us pretty behind, but at least I think we're in a good position here with the fact that we can get a double KO, and if he KOs any of these I could freely switch in Bisharp and get that. Oh, never mind, I thought he would have Intimidate, but at least this Bisharp will be able to do a lot of work in this in the end of the match, as I would guess his last Pokemon would be Terrakion, with the fact of my build of my team is decently weak against Terrakion. I would not think he would have anyone else. As he goes for a Swagger, as I thought, and he gets lucky enough and gets the Swagger, KOs us, and the Bullet Seed, I think we need 5 to KO him, as we only get 4. As here, I think the best play would be to just switch in our Raichu here and go for a Thunderbolt and Thunderbolt and just Mach Punch this Mawile so we can get the KO onto the Thundurus, as well as if he wants to switch out, his Ludicolo will take at least be in range for 2 Mach Punches, and he will not be able to go for a Sucker Punch. As he switches in his Ludicolo again, that's pretty fine by me. We will be a 2-hit KO, as he goes for Swagger and misses. Very good for us, because we could get unlucky here with Swagger hitting us a lot of times. We would not get the KO onto his Thundurus, and he would be able to go for a Swagger again onto our Breloom. Here, I'm pretty fine with letting our Raichu die if he decides to go for it, because I feel that he would have, or that Bisharp would be better than a Raichu, with the fact that I think with the fact that he can either have Terrakion, Politoed, or Gothitelle, that I think that Bisharp is better against. As I'm just gonna protect here with Breloom, play it safe. If he wants to fake out it, by all means do that. As he fake outs Raichu, he's probably gonna play Rough Hit as well. That's pretty fine by me. I think I can just come in here with Bisharp and go for a... I could either... I'm not sure, because I'm gonna Mach Punch and Sucker Punch, but into who, I'm not really sure. With this Ludicolo, it obviously... or the common item onto Ludicolo is Assault Vest, so I'm gonna go for a Sucker Punch onto the Ludicolo, so he needs to switch if he doesn't want to get KO'd, and I'm gonna Mach Punch this Mawile, as both of them will get the KO, as he's switching in his Politoed. That is pretty fine by me, as here we get the KO onto this Mawile. As this next turn I'm just gonna double protect, I want to play it safe, and then I think we need to hope that 2 Sucker Punches will KO his Politoed, as I think it will, if I'm not wrong. As he goes for a Fake Out and Parasong. Here, he will win that match if he gets off, if we can KO him in 3 turns. So, I'm afraid that he will not actually, or I'm not sure if he will attack or not with this Politoed. I think I'm just going to play it safe and go for Assurance instead of going for a Sucker Punch, and just go for a Mach Punch onto his Ludicolo here. As he protects with his Politoed, as here I think the best play would be to go for the... we need to get the KO onto this Politoed, as I think the best play would be to go for Insurance and Bullet Seed, as I think it should get the KO onto this Politoed. As it only Bullet Seed by itself gets the KO onto this Politoed, and I really feel that this Bisharp has helped this team, because as you saw in the previous episode, where in the first match where we met a Hamster Mania who recycled Intimidate all the time against our Aerodactyl, that made our Aerodactyl not do that much damage, that he could handle our Aerodactyl with his Charizard team that on paper should be really, really hard to take care of Aerodactyl. So I feel that Bisharp really helped that weakness and take care of the Intimidate with his Life Orb. As well, I feel that Assurance really helps, or really, really good in this team, that a lot of them are faster than this Bisharp, and Bisharp can come after them and do a base 120 damage move with Assurance. But we can look at the ladder where we're right now. I think because of the fact that we won both matches, I did not want to go into Battle Spot Special 11. But I think we should be pretty good up in the ladder. I think we should be 1640 somewhere, if I'm not wrong. And as we're here, we're at 49th place in the ladder with a rating of 1648. So it was very good that we won our both matches. We're starting to climb up. That's very, very good. And I must say that I'm very, very proud of this team that we have used today. Was Bisharp instead of the Aegislash, because of the weakness to Intimidate that we had before. as I'm not really sure of this Volcarona, but I feel that it fills the role with having a fire type and gets the KO onto opposing Amoonguses as well as Ferrothorns, and as well takes care of Kangaskhan with his Rage Powder and Flame Body and Rocky Helmet. But with that said, this has been Axilotl, and Axilotl is signing out.